Sisupala was in the assembly, hurling 100 insults at everyone present. On Krishna's right index finger, the Sudarshana Chakra began to spin. It whirled at tremendous speed. Just then, Sisupala turned to Krishna and said, "And you, Krishna, these people have no sense, that's fine. But when offered the honor of receiving the Agratambulam, you shamelessly stretch out your hands like a beggar without checking whether you deserve it. Have you even taken a look at what your life is worth?" The very next second after Sisupala finished his insult, Krishna flung the Sudarshana Chakra straight at him. It sliced through Sisupala's neck, and his head, propelled by the chakra's speed, flew out of the assembly. For a moment, everyone in the assembly was stunned. Then a subtle, unreadable smile formed on their faces. Dharmaraja offered the Agratambulam to Krishna. Duryodhana meanwhile felt bitter inside. He killed him just when I thought I'd gained some new strength. The Rajasuya Yagna concluded successfully. Dharmaraja asked everyone to stay for 4 more days before leaving. At that time, the visitors who had come to Indraprastha were all marveling at the magnificent fort built outside. One of Duryodhana's attendants approached and said, "My lord, an asura named Maya Sabha has built a most exquisite fort for the Pandavas. Everywhere you look, there are wonders and marvels, as though what exists doesn't exist, and what doesn't exist appears to be there. You can't help but be amazed at every step. There is nothing like it anywhere in history. You must see it for yourself, my lord." Duryodhana replied, "Why should I go and see someone else's greatness? Are you telling me the Pandavas are that impressive? I'm not going." But Shakuni intervened. "Duryodhana, this is an excellent opportunity for us to find out exactly how strong their army is, how vast their wealth is. We have no choice but to go." So Duryodhana and Shakuni set out for Indraprastha. First, they observed the size of the army. Upon seeing the seemingly endless forces, soldiers, horses, chariots, elephants, armories, Duryodhana realized that no kingdom on earth, however mighty, could defeat the Pandavas in war now. When the Pandavas performed the Rajasuya Yagna, they had conquered many kingdoms and brought half the armies of those kingdoms to Indraprastha. United, these forces had become a colossal military power. At that very moment, Duryodhana decided, we can't defeat them fairly or justly in battle. Next, he wanted to see how much treasure the Pandavas had. When they opened the gates of the treasury, they beheld stacks and heaps of gold, diamonds, coins, jewelry piled up like mountain ranges. All the riches from the kingdoms they conquered, plus gifts presented to them by various rulers, were amassed in one place. Duryodhana felt that even if one gathered all the wealth in the entire world and put it in a single spot, it wouldn't match what was in Indraprastha. How can we conquer them now? Not with wealth, not with war. Then how? He pondered. Finally, Duryodhana and Shakuni went to see the fort Maya Sabha had built, known for its magical illusions. Many other kings also arrived in large groups to witness this extraordinary palace. Some of them had tourist guide-like companions who explained all the wonders. Hearing about these marvels, the visiting kings were so amazed that they showered praise, exclaiming, "Aha! Oho!" Unable to bear listening to all these compliments, Duryodhana slipped away from the crowd and entered a side room alone. That chamber was stunningly beautiful, as if to define the very meaning of beauty. On one side, it looked as if fish were floating in midair. Next to the wall was a crystal aquarium, possibly the first time in history we hear of such a thing, facing a small pool of water with lotuses and fish. Duryodhana tried to touch the water, but it wasn't real. Confused, he realized it was simply an illusion caused by the way sunlight reflected off the various gems, diamonds, cat's-eye stones, rubies, emeralds, the navaratnas, arranged at different angles on the walls, columns, and floor. Their reflections on the ground made it appear like a pool of water. Even Duryodhana couldn't help but admire this palace. Friends, would you believe that reading a single extremely interesting story could make you forget your worldly troubles for a while? That simply reading it to your children could give them all the values they need in life? That for any problem you face or may face in the future, just reading one story might provide you a solution. Yes, it's possible. Only with the greatest epic ever told in human history, the Mahabharata. This story is 100 times more magnificent than any blockbuster movie. It's a challenge. The complete Mahabharata, written in Vikramaditya's words, is available in 2 volumes, in both printed and ebook format on Amazon and 43 other online stores. This book is available worldwide in 54 languages. I've included the links in this video's description. Order it immediately because it's not just a book, it's a library of wisdom for your life. I have never seen anything so marvelous, Duryodhana thought, full of amazement and delight. Beyond that chamber was another door labeled Maya Mandiram, the Hall of Illusions. Many assumed that inside what existed might seem not to exist, and what didn't exist might appear real. But the essence of that chamber was that it showed reflections of one's own joy and fear. Whatever you are, whatever you fear, whatever makes you happy might appear there. Perhaps real, or perhaps not. That is why it was called the Hall of Illusions. Duryodhana stepped in. Everything was strange and uncanny. Wherever he looked, he saw mirrors, on the walls, on the ceiling, on the floor. As he walked further, he noticed another pool of water. Believing it to be just another illusion like in the previous room, he placed his foot in it, only to find it was actually water. He fell in, mace and all, drenching his clothes. "Oh no, I've fallen in water. I hope no one saw me," he thought, looking around nervously. No one was in sight, yet he suddenly heard a loud laugh, clearly that of a woman. "Who's there? Who's laughing?" he shouted. Glancing upward, he saw Draupadi standing on a balcony laughing hard at him. "Stop your laughter! I'm the king of Hastinapura. You dare laugh at me? How arrogant!" Duryodhana yelled. Draupadi only laughed louder. At that moment, Duryodhana realized that the reason the Pandavas, once on the brink of destruction, had risen again to such grandeur was Draupadi's arrival in their lives. From the day Arjuna married Draupadi, their fortune had turned. Duryodhana now resolved, "My target isn't the Pandavas, it's Draupadi. The day I destroy her, mentally and physically, that day I'll have truly conquered the Pandavas." Just as he was thinking this, Bhima's reflection appeared in another mirror. "Duryodhana, shall we send you new royal garments from our kingdom?" Bhima teased, mocking him with laughter. Unable to bear this humiliation any longer, Duryodhana left the magical palace without a word and returned to Hastinapura. He locked himself in his private quarters. Neither Shakuni, nor Dhritarashtra, nor Gandhari could persuade him to open the door. From inside, Duryodhana shouted, "I'm finished! I've lost in every way possible. I can't defeat them with wealth or in war anymore. They've risen to heights beyond my imagination. Today, I saw exactly what I never wanted to see. I won't show my face to anyone. I don't want to speak to anyone. Leave me alone." Ignoring everyone's pleas, Shakuni's included, he refused to emerge. At last, Shakuni left, deciding to speak to him at a better time. Duryodhana made up his mind never to come out again. Meanwhile, in Indraprastha, everyone remained joyful and carefree. Friends, the next episode's content will go to another level. Don't miss it. We'll meet again next Saturday, same time. Order my Mahabharata books right now. I've posted the links in this video's description. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe right away. Till then, take care. Bye.